Shalom, everyone. This is your brother and deacon for the day, Deacon Mike Joseph. Before we get started, I'd like to let everyone know King James Bible University and the House of Lost Sheep of Israel has no affiliations or ties with any Christian doctrines, Christian camps, Israelite doctrines, Israelite camps, black power movements, white power movements, any movement of any of that type of sort. We'd like to let everyone know we use the 1611 King James Sovereign Bible. All right. So today we're having a conversation, and this teaching is going to be about constipation. And what exactly does the Most High want us to know from this particular issue? What is it about? What do we need to learn from this particular issue spiritually? What is constipation? When a person has less than 3 bowel movements a week and the stools for the kids, poop, become hard and painful. This issue can get extremely uncomfortable. And I mean extremely uncomfortable. So if anyone ever dealt with this or has or is dealing with this at this moment, hopefully this teaching will be able to assist you with this particular issue. All right. So the reason I'm making this teaching is because I myself have dealt with this since I was a teenager. And now I never knew the reason why. I've always just been told drink some water and get your fiber. That's what I've always been told. I've never done the deep research on to see what the problem was. But now I can go as deep as I want to try to figure out this particular issue. What does God want me to learn from this issue? All right. And I'll give you guys an image of what exactly this thing kind of looks like. Here. Oh, snap. Sorry about that. Let's look here. Pull up, boy. See? All right. So, this is, you can see, got constipation. You have feces, pollution, poop stuck in your colon. This is your colon, also known as the large intestine. This is where that stuff comes out of. All right. But to get started, we're going to look at the worst case scenario of this particular issue. All right. And we're going to go to Deuteronomy 28. And we're going to read verse 27. And it reads, "The Lord, the Spirit of God, will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with emerods, with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed." So, focus right here is in emerods. Emerods are hemorrhoids. And you get hemorrhoids when you have very, very hard stools. Basically, it pulls out your intestine out from where you defecate. For the kids, where you poop, it makes your poop really hard, and it's like the poop comes out, but your organ or a piece of your body also comes out, and it's very painful and very itchy, and feels it's very painful. Just know that. All right. Now we're gonna go here to Second Chronicles 21, verse 15, and it reads, "And thou shalt have great sickness by disease of thy bowels, until thy bowels fall out by reason of the sickness day by day." All right, let's show you the bowels. It's right here, your bowels. So right here, the hemorrhoids. So this tissue right here, you pushing extra hard to get these little poop tards out. This right here actually comes out of your body, and it's extremely painful to where you would not want to poop anymore. All right, let's go back. Oops. So what we're trying to make sure doesn't happen is we don't want to have these hemorrhoids, and we don't want to have our bowels fall out. All right. So these two right here is the ultimate case of this curse. What is this curse, and how do we impute it on ourselves? So how do we put this on ourselves? Because we know curses is from ourselves. Is what we put on our own selves. We have the ability to get out of these curses, but we have the ability to put it on ourselves. All right? Bowels, our stomach, and our organs. So our bowels, what does it tie to? It ties to affliction and anguish, which shows also sorrows, which these sorrows could be worldly sorrows. When they come, we get these worldly sorrows. We are unable to let things go. It is a prideful thing to where we hold things in and not let them out. We should always know that we are the ones that put these things on ourselves. All right. In the same chapter, right here in Second Chronicles, we're going to see what this person did to get this particular disease. And we're going to go to Second Chronicles 21, verse 5. And it reads, "And Jehoram was 32 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem." So he became the next king. Verse 6, it reads, "And he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, like as did the house of Ahab. For he had the daughter of Ahab to wife. And what did he do? And he wrought that which was evil in the eyes of the Spirit of God." So he did what was evil. And let's see the things he did. And we're going to go to verse 11. What did he do? "Moreover, he made high places in the mountains of Judah, and caused the inhabitants of Jerusalem to commit fornication, and compelled Judah thereto." So he made high places and caused people to fornicate, meaning he making people do evil things from his influence. All right? But he's setting up other gods, following his own self. Okay? So, this is the reason this curse was input and on him. What he did, he ate the ways of the kings of Israel, which those ways were always stuck inside of him, and which he never got rid of them from his belly. So he learned those ways, he ate them up, and he kept them inside his own belly, never getting rid of that filth. All right? So, what we can know, things like this happen when all someone does is eat flesh. Working and learning unseemly things. There is no fiber in flesh, nothing to purge out the waste from the bowels. So, what I've learned with flesh, meaning chicken, beef, lamb, anything of that sort, there's no fiber in it. Fiber is the thing that fiber is the thing that helps someone defecate or poop. It's one of the things that in water and other things which we'll get into. But in flesh, there's no fiber. And flesh only makes your flesh bigger. So there's only protein and other things in there. All right? So we as man, male and female, get our fiber from fruits, veggies, nuts, grains, and other things of that sort. Basically the things that were planted and are able to grow, which will help someone which has these constipation issues. This is what promotes a healthy gut. So, this is what promotes a healthy gut, this whole thing over here. All right? Now, let's go back. All right. We should know that God made medicines out of the earth. We will see that in Ecclesiasticus. So this is for the ones that are constipated. We're going to get to more reasons of the constipation, but we're going to show you some of the solutions first. All right? So let's go to Ecclesiasticus, just so we can know there's always a way out of these issues. Ecclesiasticus 38. In verse 4. All right. And it reads, the Lord, the Creator, has created medicines out of the earth. It's a full thought. And he that is wise will not harbor them. So the wise man will not hate thee. All right. Now we're going to go to Genesis 1, and we'll see these medicines. We're going to go to verse 11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. So we're going to take a look at the fruit tree. Before that, let's look at verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass and herb, yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind, and God saw that it was good. This herb, it's that medicine right there. And let's go to verse 29. And God said, remember, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed. So he gave this to us, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, and the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you, so to us, it shall be for meat. So it's for doctrine. All right, so he gave us these. He didn't give us the grass for that. He gave us the herb and the tree. All right, and that's for our bread. That's for our learning. That's for our meat. Then that's for our medicine. Okay, and let's read verse 30. And it reads, and to every beast of the earth, to every fowl of the air, to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, for doctrine. And it was so. So, for every beast, for everyone on this earth, even the animals, the people, everyone has the ability to get this herb, to get these herbs to heal themselves. Even monkeys, even different animals, they know when they're sick, there's a certain thing they have to eat so they can feel better. And they know, they already know it's going to help them. It's weird. But even the animals know this, but somehow we have a hard time seeing this. All right? It's not just to us, but to everyone on this planet. Medicine was given to get rid of diseases and plagues. And let's see a little bit more on Ezekiel 47. And we're going to go back to the constipation, but we're just seeing what will relieve this constipation. Ezekiel 47, verse 12. And it reads, and by the river upon the bank thereof, on this side and on that side shall grow all trees. And it's for meat, it's for doctrine. All right? Just like over here. Whose leaf shall not fade. So that leaf's not going to fade. Neither shall the fruit thereof be consumed. It shall bring forth new fruit according to his months, because their waters they issued out of the sanctuary. So we know this is from the sanctuary. It's coming from the Most High. And the fruit thereof shall be for doctrine, and the leaf thereof for medicine. So this tree right here is going to heal. It's here to help. It's here to heal. It's not here to mask. It's here to heal. All right? So some leaves include senna leaves, papaya leaves, fig fruits, papaya fruit, apples. All these fruits and all these things contains things that will help us defecate, or you could say for the kids, poop. Okay? And it also gives us good gut health, to where our gut, our stomach, our colon will be healthy, to bypass all the pollution inside our stomachs. These herbs he gave so that they could be used to heal and treat various different issues. And this issue today, looking at constipation. All right? Inside these fruits and these herbs contain a thing called fiber. And inside the plants and fruits contains things as prebiotics or probiotic nutrients, which helps one get rid of waste from the internal organs. So looking at fiber from herbs and fruits, vegetables can be eaten. With fiber, it can be eaten, but it can't be digested. They work basically to feed the microbes inside the stomach. So we have little things inside our stomachs that's gonna eat, and not inside the colon, that's gonna eat that fiber and creates this liquid. It can create this gel-like liquid that helps push the poop out, or it's gonna be the hard fiber that connects to the poop to make it heavier so the poop can come out. All right. So this fiber works to feed good bacteria in the guts. All right. And we're gonna go to Psalms. We're don't worry, we're gonna go back so we could see some more things. So Psalms 104, verse 14, and it reads, He causes the grass to grow for the cattle, and the herb for the service of man, that he may bring food out of the earth. So these herbs, this fruit is for us. It's for our service to help us. Remember, it's medicine. All right. And look at one more thing on this particular topic, Revelations 22, just so we can see he he already prepared these things to heal us. Revelations 22, and let's read verse 2. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there what? The tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. So, it's for the healing of the nations. And these leaves are used as medicine. And let's take a look here. We're going to look at 1 second. All right. So let's keep going. So, as we can see, waste is produced from ourselves. It's what we produce. And we can see how we produce it. And let's go to Mark 7. And we're going to read verse 21. From within, out of the heart, out of the belly of men, proceed what? Evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile the man. And we're going to pair that here to Genesis 6. And it says, and God saw, Genesis 6:5, and God saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was evil continually. So this right here, this imagination of the thoughts of our heart, that evil, and these things that from within, this right here is this poop, right? This is the feces. This is the caca in Creole. These things right here, for the kids right here. So you see this thing right here, that's thefts, that's covetousness, that's blasphemy. Nah, blasphemy, it's got to be this big one right here. You can't get it out. But all these things is what's clogged in our colons and won't come out. Okay? Let's go back here. Come on, man. Somebody get me a... Okay. So, so when this waste is here, so these things right here, this waste, when it's here in our bellies, it gives us a form of being full, but we are not truly. What constipation does, it keeps one from eating as a man that will feel full because inside of his colon is full of waste. That waste does not want to be removed. This way, the nutrients and energy from the right food that you do eat will not get to be eaten. You look at it this way. When we are constipated, we get bloated. And bloated is like your stomach swells up. You can see that in scripture. But I won't bring that up right now. But our stomach swells up to where we feel like we're full. But in actuality, it's just the pollution, that sickness in our stomachs, in our colon, will not come out. All right? Now, let's go to Romans 7, verse 8. Romans 7, verse 18. I'm sorry, y'all. Verse 18. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good, I find not. Because in our flesh is this waste right here. That's why he gave us fruits and herbs to clear out this stuff right here. Okay? Let's read. So this dung that dwells and defiles a man may get stuck in a lot of people. Some people may never be able to remove it. What I've learned from this issue of constipation is that dung does not want to leave the body. It actually wants to stay. It is the body's duty to tell it and force it to leave. But alone, the body cannot do it. It actually does not have the strength. It has to use fruits and water and herbs that was given by the Most High for it to be clean and to clean out the bowels. And let's look how some of this works. We're going to go to Hebrews 3, verse 13. And it reads, "But exhort one another daily, while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin." This thing that's not good. All right. When we exhort and are being exhorted, it is like sharing of the fruits and vegetables between brethren, which will keep one from sin and which will be as that fiber coming from the fruit. From this, we've learned since birth, we've produced pollution. We've produced waste. And I'm just going to go to a scripture that it just came. And let's see if I can find it. In Job 14, verse 1, "Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble." So it's already in us. However, the stuff that we do eat, stuff that we do learn, has a major part of this constipation issue. So comparing a mother that feeds their child breast milk and a mother that feeds their child formula, the child that drinks formula has a higher chance, almost always going to be plagued with that constipation, while the mother that breastfeeds that child does not get constipation. It's actually really funny. So let's keep reading. "This is why we should never cease to pray and give thanks to the Most High for his creations, for what he gave us." And let's see in 1 Thessalonians. Because boy, I know if he ain't create these things so I could eat, I'd be in so much pain. Because I'm telling you, I've dealt with this particular issue since I was a teenager. And I'm going to get into that. 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 17 says, pray without ceasing. Don't stop praying. Because he's going to give you that medicine that you need to remove those pollutions, that waste. All right? Now we're going to go to Proverbs 20. We'll see some more and how this is working. Verse 30. And it reads, the blueness of a wound cleanseth away evil. Okay. So do stripes, the inward parts of the belly. So stripes, that's what's going to clean the inward parts of the belly. All right. These stripes is what is needed. It is what gets rid of this pollution. These stripes can come to us as a blow, which comes to us as a signal to remove from the filthiness in our hearts, in our bellies. Either being chastised by Jehovah through reading of our own selves. So we're reading, and let's look at my brother evangelist Travis's favorite favorite scripture. We're gonna go to Isaiah 34. We're gonna go to 16. It says, seek ye out of the book of the Spirit of God, and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it has commanded, and his spirit it has gathered them. So from this book, we're going to learn these fruits that's going to cleanse away evil. And it's these stripes. It's that warning and that signal we need. These signals given is like blowing a trumpet, a warning to hurry up and get rid of the pollution of the belly. I want you to think of it this way. Say you just ate some good old food. 40 minutes pass, 50 minutes pass, and then boom. You get that cue, you better run to the bathroom. Boom. And then you get that relief. So that signal, that blow, those stripes, that was what informed you to go release. All right? But however, there are those that don't do that. When they get the signal, when they get the cue to release that pollution that they got from the warning, they get the stripe. What they do is they hold it in and say, I'm gonna go do it later. Right? Oh, it's gonna smell bad. I don't want to let it go here. I'm not gonna use this bathroom because of shame, embarrassment. They don't want to let this go. It becomes a burden. So when they go finally do try to go, what happens? It hardened. Now it's harder to push out. Ain't that crazy, man? All right. So these stripes is what is needed. It's what gets rid of the pollution. These stripes come to us as a blow, which comes to us as a signal to remove from the filthiness in our hearts. Either, so I'm rereading this again, being chastised by Jehovah through reading of our own. All right, 1 second, y'all. Let me pause this for a second. All right, y'all. I paused the video because I had a phone call, so let me get back to where I was at. So these signals given is like blowing the trumpet, a warning to hurry up and get rid of the pollution of the belly. And let's look at this warning in Ezekiel 33, verse 9. Nevertheless, if thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So, get these stripes from our brothers, from reading the book. They giving us sound advice to get rid of that pollution. If we don't, we're going to die in our iniquity. All right? All these fruits and works are being spoken to us. If we decide not to hear the signal, if we decide not to hear the signal, what happens is the sin dries up, gets harder to be removed. We know when it's time to poop. But no, we decide to try to wait. And when we do wait, it becomes a struggle. So, the longer we wait, the harder it gets. Until what? Let's look at how long this man was doing the things he did. In 2 Chronicles, we're going to go back to that first scripture, 21. In verse 15, where we're gonna really, let's look how long he was waiting. 2 Chronicles 21:5. Jehoram was 32 years old, and when he began to reign, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem. Through 8 years, one let go of the pollution, of that crap, of the feces, of the poop. But look what he actually, look what happened. Verse 15. Let's go to verse 16. Hold on, no, 1 second. 2 Chronicles 21, verse 18. And after all this, the Spirit of God smote him in his bowels with what? An incurable disease. Waited too long, my brother. So this disease, it makes us heavy. The spirit should be light. But this feces, it's trapped in here. So this should be clear. All this should be clear. Should be nothing, no pollution, no waste inside this colon, inside the spirit. Because why? Matthew 11:30. For my yoke is easy and the burden is light. So, that's what we need is this. Revelations 22:1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. So, this water, we drink it, fills our bowels up with the water, and then we eat this, get the stripes. We learn of Jehovah. We learn this truth. We learn about ourselves. We eat these veggies. We eat this fruit. Eat these leaves. Though they may be bitter, we still have to eat it, which will give us a healthy gut, healthy bowels, and make everything easy. That's why we do things daily. Daily read, daily learn. Don't wait 3 days. Don't wait 4 days to release these toxins. Because what that is, being a sloth. Romans 12:11, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Creator. As soon as you get those stripes, that warning, that signal, go ahead and release this. If you don't, you're going to end up trying to push yourself from your own strength, which we know we're not supposed to rely on our own strength. We have to rely on Jehovah. All right? So, this has been Brother Mike Joseph. Hopefully, we got something on this. And may this have helped somebody, from the older people to the younger ones. Shalom.